assaulted 3 days ago on October 12th on Sunday. I then lost my job. The police are doing nothing. And if I get one more account strike on TikTok, my account's done. This is a man's world. I'm the victim. Remember, I'm the victim.
Ever just see something on the internet that is so insane that you genuinely can't tell who's more in the wrong? Yeah, this situation is one of those. A DoorDash driver goes to drop off food, simple, easy, everyday job, but instead of just leaving the bag, taking the delivery photo, and getting about her day, she walks up to the door, notices it's cracked open, and sees the customer passed out on the couch, pants down, cheeks exposed, and just fully embarrassing himself to the world around him without even knowing it. And instead of doing what any normal person would do, which is minding her business and leaving, she decides to film him. She records the whole thing, posts it online, exposes his name, and tells the internet she was the one sexually assaulted.
They just punished me for posting about my sexual assault while DoorDashing. They just fired me, and the police are doing nothing!
Within days, she's fired, he's banned from the app too, and TikTok nukes her account, and the internet turns into this whole morality war. Half the timeline is calling him a creep, and the other half is calling her a clout farmer who's weaponized a serious accusation for attention.
So she must have pushed open the door, seen the man. Whether she went inside or not, we don't have footage of that, but according to people that saw the first posted version, she did enter the home and started filming him. But the video she provided us is different.
And what started as a simple food delivery turned into a national debate about privacy, accountability, and how clout chasing has completely rotted people's brains here in 2025. This is the chaotic story of a DoorDasher, a passed out dude, and a phone camera, and the wild consequences of chasing internet points. To understand how this whole thing spiraled out of control, you need to realize just how wild the internet attention economy has become. Everyone wants a viral moment, and everyone wants to be on a headline. And it doesn't really matter who gets caught in the crossfire as long as the content hits. DoorDash delivery videos have already become their own genre. People recording weird delivery moments, crazy customers, rude drivers, messy houses, all for clout. But most of the time it's just petty. But this situation is what crossed the line that nobody expected. Now, a typical DoorDasher usually has normal late night shifts. They usually pick up orders, drop them off, normal stuff. And like every Dasher knows, sometimes you get long waits, confusing addresses, and instructions that barely make sense, but none of that compared to the order that would end her entire account and start one of the most uncomfortable viral debates of the year. Now, today we're going to be talking about a lady named Livy Rose Henderson, who's known on TikTok as In Real Life House Monster High Doll, and she is also a New York-based DoorDash driver who alleges she was fired just days after reporting this disturbing incidents of sexual harassment while on the job. Now, she does make a lot of controversial content on the internet for clout and fame, so this directly applies to what her content is about.
That's fucked up.
Now, Henderson does arrive at the house with instructions to leave the order at the door, a quiet order, normal, routine, but then she notices the front door is cracked open, and through that space, she sees the customer inside asleep on the couch, pants down and fully exposed. Now, the normal response here is obvious. Leave the food, take the picture, and walk away. Maybe even check if they're okay if you're genuinely concerned. Worst case scenario, call for a wellness check if you think something is seriously wrong. Instead, she makes a different decision. She whips out her phone and records the man inside his own home, then publicly uploads it to the internet. And not only that, she attaches his name, his location, and frames herself as a victim of sexual misconduct. Unfortunately, I'm not going to name the victim, but there are tons of outlets where you can go see that for yourself. From there, the situation explodes. The video spreads across TikTok and Twitter. She pushes the narrative that she was violated by being exposed to this, implying that danger, turning that what could have been a wellness concern into a full-blown public accusation. And within days, everything comes crashing down for her. DoorDash deactivates her account. TikTok removes her content 3 times. The man in the video gets his account banned too, and his name is now tied to an accusation he wasn't even conscious for and didn't even know happened. And as more people rewatch her video, rumors start to spread that she may have been pushing the door open further to record inside, turning a creepy situation into a preventative potential violation of privacy.
The man asked her to leave the food on the doorstep. Now, whether she thought she would knock on the door or call out to the person that might be inside the home, those were not the instructions. So she must have pushed open the door, seen the man. Whether she went inside or not, we don't have footage of that, but according to people that saw the first posted version, she did enter the home and started filming him. But the video she provided us is different.
And suddenly, it's not the man anymore, it's about her. And the question everyone is asking is, did she really weaponize the situation for attention, for fame, for notoriety, and for clout? Once Livy's account was taken down by DoorDash, she reported her assault, allegedly. She said she never was told a reason why, but she never even sent an appeal email.
24 hours after me submitting my appeal, they denied it. And in the email, they said, you can respond to the previous email that you received explaining the reason why you were deactivated. I never got the email.
But come on, we already know what happened and why. You filmed a naked man in his own home and blasted to millions. Of course they're cutting ties. You're a liability at that point. Now, I'll be a bit fair. DoorDash isn't really great with communication. I've dealt with similar platforms with pulling stuff with no explanation, so I get their frustration, but the timing here isn't random. You broke clear policy. You can't just post customers' private lives for clout without getting some form of consequences. She also said the police did nothing and that she lost her only income.
They just punished me for posting about my sexual assault while DoorDashing. They just fired me and the police are doing nothing.
And while I get how losing a gig hurts, she's completely ignoring her own actions that led her into the situation. Though, unfortunately to her benefit, the internet is split against this story. One side argued she was uncomfortable and had a right to speak up. The other side accused her of clout chasing, overreacting, and ruining a man's life for views. And honestly, that's the messiest part about all of this. Some viewers insisted that seeing someone in that state is automatically threatening.
That video was put up and quickly taken down because he is pressing charges and he can't post that kind of evidence online. So we're going to see how this unfolds in the next coming months because we're not letting this story go. She's trying to ruin that man's life for no reason.
Others point out that discomfort is not the same thing as danger, and claiming assault without solid evidence or proof destroys that seriousness of real victims. The biggest theme across the debate: people are tired of seeing serious terms thrown around casually just for internet sympathy. Words like harassment, assault, and abuse used as shock value or fuel instead of accurate labels. People even compared it to other false accusations moments online, where the truth didn't matter as much as the narrative and the initial outrage. Once the internet decides someone is guilty, everything else becomes background noise. And in this case, even DoorDash stepped in publicly. They confirmed that she wasn't deactivated for reporting anything. She was removed for filming a naked customer inside their home, exposing their identity. In other words, not a hero and not a victim, just someone who pointed a camera where it never should have been. And just like the internet always does, it comes in with an even further twist. Some users are even defending her, saying she was brave for speaking out.
I stand by the DoorDash girl. I stand by the DoorDash girl simply because you are all getting on this app and being fucking weird. Why are we all acting as if it's completely normal to order food, take your trousers down, pass out, leave the door open? Is that just a regular occurrence that every male seems to have gone through and that you're all now admitting to doing that? I completely get the concept of like, you're really drunk, you order food, and you pass out. Why is the door open?
Others called it insanity. Like, how are you going to say you were assaulted by someone asleep on their couch? Or really stretching definitions this far? And if that's the newest standard, then public indecency or even bad hygiene might as well just be assault. It's ridiculous, and it shows how watered down these terms become online. Now, DoorDash eventually released a statement on this issue saying, and I quote, "Posting a video of a customer in their home and disclosing their personal details publicly is a clear violation of a policy." They said both her and the customer's accounts were deactivated, which is a fair move. Two wrongs don't make a right. Now, remember when I said her account was deleted 3 times? Well, what's wild is that she apparently posted this same video multiple times. This uncensored version, then another clean version for TikTok after the first got removed. That's not an accident, that's clear-cut clout chasing. And now the customer is reportedly planning to sue for false allegations and invasion of privacy. There's even a talk that his doorbell camera might show her pushing the door open. And if that's true, she's done for. That's textbook trespassing and doxing.
Y'all, there's been an update and you're not going to believe this. Here's the update. He's got door cam footage and he is pressing charges, rightfully so. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, this lady recently went viral because she is crashing out all over social media because DoorDash let her go after she reported a case of SA while she was on the job and would not explain why. Not only that, she keeps getting strikes on all of her social media accounts and she just doesn't understand why. She was instructed to take the man's food and leave it on the front porch. Instead, she decided to open a door that was closed. There's door cam footage now that reveals that.
This really leads into what begs the question: what if the roles were reversed? If a male delivery driver filmed a woman naked on her own couch, he'd be in handcuffs within hours. There wouldn't be any debates. Everyone would agree it's wrong, but because the genders are flipped, suddenly it's complicated. That double standard shows how far social media has warped our moral compass. Everything becomes performative. Sympathy is currency and accountability goes out the window. At the end of the day, everyone involved messed up. The guy should have locked his door, period. The DoorDasher shouldn't have filmed him or posted anything. And DoorDash, they did what they had to do to protect themselves from any legal fallout. But more than that, this story shows what happens when clout and outrage culture mix. And instead of empathy or common sense, people chase validation, even if it means exploiting someone's worst moment. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below, guys. Who's really at fault here? The guy, the DoorDasher, or the internet that rewarded her for doing it?